Hey folks, Ted from Nerd Immersion here. I realized I screwed up in the last sorcerer video I made, and we find ourselves poised in a very interesting scenario. So, I talked about the adjustments to the level 6 feature Lunar Boons, and talked about how they had shifted full moon and crescent moon, not even catching the changes to new moon, in that it used to be evocation and necromancy spells, and now it's enchantment and necromancy spells. So it is, we find ourselves poised in a strange situation, and I've adjusted before or addressed it before in the past, rather, but I want to address it here again. So, if you have early access to the digital version of Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen, you can get access to the subclass, as you can see right here on my screen. And it will list off that these are the abilities that you get at level 6. Full moon gives you, it's tied to abjuration and divination. New moon is tied to enchantment and necromancy. And crescent moon is tied to illusion and transmutation. Okay. Well, let's say you don't play on D&D Beyond, or you weren't going to get the early access and you wait and you bought the physical book. Well, let's just show you. Okay. Let me get it up here. Where are we? I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Yeah. I guess you can't. But what it says right here, and I'll put I'm gonna tweet out a picture and put a picture on the community page. But what it says right here in the physical book is full moon. Let's just go back so you can see this on the screen here. Full moon, abjuration and divination, new moon, evocation and necromancy, crescent moon, divination and transmutation. So the only thing I can think of is that they pushed out this physical book, realized they wanted to errata things, and because D&D Beyond has the benefit of being digital and being able to be updated immediately, they pushed out this edit, and that's what you see. But as I said, we find ourselves in a very interesting scenario where if you go out and buy the physical book and this is something that is the reason I've always addressed errata and how I hate how Wizards of the Coast waits until they're going to do a reprinting before they print any errata, because potentially, assuming D&D Beyond is correct and that was in fact Wizards' intentions to use the spells that were listed there, they know about that currently now before the book is even technically in physical release, but they will sit on that errata and not publish it and not let anybody know that it's a thing that exists until such a time where they're going to go into the second edition printing of these books, where they'll then change it in the physical copy. But the larger issue that I'm also bringing up is if I have a physical copy of Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen and I sit down at the table to play as a sorcerer and I'm using this, but you happen to have D&D Beyond, and you go and look at the character subclass on D&D Beyond and it says enchantment and necromancy, and you say, no, it doesn't. Look, right here in my physical book I'm holding in my hand, it says evocation and necromancy. Which one do you choose? How do you handle this? How would you handle this at your table? This is the first time I've seen where we have the official digital tool set in direct argument with what you're seeing in the physical printed book. Again, some of these felt weird, the fact that they had divination in here twice, but the fact that they changed evocation to enchantment, at least again on the D&D Beyond version, is very weird, and frankly a much larger nerf that I didn't catch in my first video, because some of the best things to use your meta magic on are your evocation spells. Plenty of people have already brought up how useful Sacred Flame is for this sorcerer, with the fact that Sacred Flame is indeed a evocation spell, and you could, in theory, using the ability to quicken a cantrip and then turn it into 0 sorcery points and cast 2 Sacred Flames, potentially hitting 4 enemies or 2 enemies twice in one turn for the use of 2 cantrips and potentially 0 sorcery points, or at least 0, well, no, I guess 0 sorcery points. 1 for your base action casting and 1 for your quickened meta magic reduced to 0 from the Lunar Boons feature. So, I don't know. I will put out a post on the various social medias showing the side by side, and that'll probably end up being the thumbnail of this video. But how are you going to handle this? What do you think? What would you do? What if you were the DM and you only had the digital version and you're used to, okay, this is how it's supposed to go, blah, blah, blah. And someone sits down at the table and they say, I'm going to quicken for no sorcery points Fireball using the New Moon Lunar Boon. New Moon Lunar Boon. And then you say, no, 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 no. It's enchantment. And they go, no, it's evocation. And then you have to make a decision on the fly. What do you do? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll see you all next time.